economics, the state situation, the economy. I think it's frustrating for the cities around the state to say, you know, state, you're in a financial disaster, so you're taking my money that I've already got pre-planned into the budget. So that certainly does hurt. The economy, when it's down, the sales tax are down, the property taxes are down, those things that we planned on. So financially, well, that does impact us for two reasons. We certainly have to cut back on the services and the people that provide them. And that hurts, because those are people that we know on a daily basis that we might have to lay off or cut from the services. Finances are already at, public safety is always at the top of the list, need it be fire, police, public safety. We're a beach community, lifeguards are important, harbor police. All those people that are public safety are our priorities without a doubt. And as for the third, traffic certainly is one of the third too, because everybody seems to want to move and live to California or live out here because of the great weather, and I understand it, and we have tourists. So the impact on the cities, not only financially, but traffic impacts are a big factor. Like when we have a military meth go overseas, there's one here training and ready to replace it. So we have the response of the military still here, and then when there's a deployment, the other one replaces it back here at Camp Pendleton. It hasn't been, but when you originally go back to the start of the war for Iraqi war, when they first left, it was like the city was deserted. It was a major impact. And I remember back in the Vietnam War, I think the spouses and family members stayed here, waiting for their loved ones to come back. But I see lately, when these deployments first started in the Iraqi war, you'd see the families go back to where home was, go back, stay with family. So we'd see a town really impacted by not only the people being gone, but the impact on the economy. That concerns us, and it was a worry. We don't see that anymore. It seems like when there's a deployment, it's just one replaces the other, so we're not seeing that heavy impact of the economy anymore. The economy, because of the impact out there for jobs that they do for civilians and the construction out there, it certainly impacts our city and helps us, no doubt about it. On the other hand, we also see the military once in a while get involved in projects. In other words, we might have something like a Sun project where we have people volunteer, come out and help clean up a blighted neighborhood to some extent. That usually means cleaning the yards, fixing the house, painting the house, etc. And it'll do a number of houses in one neighborhood. We'll see a large involvement by military personnel, or if somebody's requesting military personnel, you'll see a lot of guys from the base come in and get involved in the community and try to help it. So they've been very good neighbors. I can't underline that enough in saying there's a major difference from the Vietnam War to now. These are heroes. These are people that I deal with on a daily basis, and I'm proud of them. On the other hand, Camp Pendleton, as you well know, have lost a lot of military personnel, and their families have been impacted. And the city's been pretty good about that too, a two-way street. We go back there and get involved in the funerals, the activities, the families, they may need assistance in town, raising money, etc. And like I say, it's a two-way street, and I think we've been very good both ways, trying to help each other. I think one of the problems we had there for a long time, and that's recent, is these young guys are coming back and they've been to combat, they've been to war 3 and 4 times, they're getting money in their pockets, they come back, they tend to buy motorcycles. And they go out and sometimes extend their abilities on a motorcycle and crash and hurt themselves or have fatalities in here. And we're worried about them. We told the base that one of our biggest concerns was these heroes are killing themselves on motorcycles, so they mandated a training class on Camp Pendleton. If you want to bring a bike on Pendleton, you have to go through the classes, and it's helped an awful lot. So other than that, minor issues, just like having another city next door to us. More positive. I think it's a relationship. I know as the military gets involved and where these are gentlemen making freedom possible for all of us, we all understand it, we see it, we're supportive. And I think most cities around the world act that way, but when you're actually an adjacent neighbor to a military base, you tend to understand that some of these people out there involved in making it a safe world for us, losing their lives and giving it all, are people that we've probably dealt with on a personal basis, shopped here in town, have a family here in town, or in some way involved with us. So it's a little more personal than when we find out classic example is one of the neighbors behind me, son was killed in Fallujah by a sniper. Well, that hit home because it was my neighbor. It's somebody who was involved in the city, so it's different. And I think you also see this as a military town. A lot of retirees here used to be on, or their family members and or their spouses live here in town, retired here, be part of the base for the services in the hospital. So you see a close-knit neighborhood in the sense that they support the military. Do they give back? Do we give? Yes. And I think that some of those things are just understood, and we support them.